My name is Abiodun Abe, a fellow of the arts. Currently, I am the director of production and technical theatre services at the National Theatre in Lagos. I am a theatre practitioner and have functioned in many ways as a scenographer, as an actor, a play director, and an arts administrator. As a scenographer, I have designed since graduation more than 50 professional productions. And as an art director in the film industry, I have my stamp on many of the films that have made waves in the country. As an arts administrator, as the national president of my professional association from 2004 to 2007, supervised a professional body that has its branches in many states of the country. I also functioned as the artistic director of Abuja National Carnival, a big carnival that draws participants from the 36 states of the country, including the Federal Capital Territory. In 1990, when Chief Ibat Ogunde, the first artistic director of the National Troupe of Nigeria, died, I was seconded to the troops base in Ososaden to take over in acting capacity as the director, and that I did for close to 2 years before a new set of a production team, a management team, was now appointed to take over the reins of the National Troupe of Nigeria. So those are the capacity in which I have performed as a professional in the industry. One major thing for the theatre is the capability to lift youth from the streets to get them engaged meaningfully, and this we have happening across the country. In Lagos, for instance, you go to area like Bariga, you see a lot of children that are even lifted, as at different levels. Primary school children, secondary school children, those who just finished their secondary school are waiting admissions, and the rest of them. So they are meaningfully engaged to generate money for their parents and for themselves. Some even rely on such monies generated to further their education in higher institutions. Another one is, theater has different genres, and one of them is satire, that has the capacity to make comments on the ills of the society. So that people are aware of this, they caution themselves a little, so that they don't become topics to be explored by, such creations. So that is one. Talking about the challenges of theatre practice in Nigeria, the first one is inadequate funding for the practice. Live theatre is very expensive. So to meet up with creative plays, one needs a lot of money that is not forthcoming. In the past, we've had institutions that showed interest in helping the creative sector, the theatre industry. One of such experiences is the intervention of Nigeria International Bank, a later Citibank, now defunct, that came to the aid of the theater industry by rolling out a 10-year plan of supporting the theater. I think they did that one for about 7 years and they stopped. But within those 7 years, people actually felt the impact. The industry was, blooming. People were engaged, and the entire society too. They were looking forward to another outing for NIB and the artists. So that is what we have lacking now. So it's one of the challenges. We don't have so many companies coming out to support the art. So this support that is lacking is a big challenge for the practice of theater. Then security is another issue, especially in this country, where people are afraid to go out to the theaters to watch productions. You go out to watch a play, you are not sure of meeting seeing your car where it is parked. So this creates a lot of fear in the minds of people. So patronage of the theater dwindled to a large extent. Another challenge that is facing the practice of theater in Nigeria is lack of ideal theater venues where artists can actually showcase their work. How many theaters do we even have in Nigeria across the states? In Lagos, I think we have until the intervention of one of the governors that just left, when about 4 theaters or 5 were added to what we used to have. Such facilities are inadequate, grossly inadequate to accommodate the products that so many people around are willing to shun out. So because we do not have enough venues, that's to a large extent has actually affected the practice of the theater. And apart from that, even the venues that are available, including the National Theatre, are they actually ideal? You see that designers will now design for the venue that they have rather than designing to actually suit the play. And the problem really is that at the point of conceiving the idea of creating a theater venue, professionals who are supposed to know what should go into that project are not consulted. So it is left for politicians and the money bags to determine what structure is put in place. So this again has actually affected the practice of this trade. Another challenge that we have is professionalism. That there is no control. It is a trade for every Tom, Dick, and Harry. So you see that the few professionals who actually know what they are doing, producers who need cheap materials will consider them too expensive to patronize. So that, in a big sense, also affects the quality of productions that we have in our theaters. Another one, it has to do with marketing. That is at least publicizing the thing. I believe that the issue of marketing the product should actually be left in the hands of professionals in marketing. Because I don't see a core theater practitioner marketing is where his training is different. Whereas we have people out there that specialize in marketing. So until we try to expand the factor of a division of labor to this point, theater may continue to suffer in that regard. Then another factor is that of economy. the entire nation is experiencing a huge financial inertia. To watch a quality production, you need between 5 to 10 or even 15,000 naira. How many people can afford that now in the country? So that has actually affected, to a large extent, the patronage of the live theater. Finally, because of the economic problem of the country, where an average Nigerian cannot afford enough money to patronize live theater, I want to say that theater has taken flight from a common man, and it has now become an exclusive product of the bourgeoisie. Uh, I think that's all about the challenges that I have. I want to advise the young practitioners to be resilient, to be creative, and to learn to think out of the box uh, in pursuing this profession. I also want to say that they should constantly seek alternative to status quo. When they do that, in spite of all the challenges that are militating against live theater, they will still be able to keep uh, to keep the profession afloat. They should not put money first because of the economic problem that we have talked initially. They should know that it is to save the profession first, and money will come. So that's all I have to tell them. Thank you.